All right. What is going on, everybody? My name is Maz here. I'm here with the Ether Orcs team. We have Poof, Wrangler, and John here with us today. And we have FMC, who's also part of the AlphaMint team here joining us. How are we doing today?
Doing well. How are you
Good,
guys?
man. It's like you said earlier, it's been a long time since we had a conversation, and so much has happened, which we're going to get into today. And I'm excited, but, Happy New Year, fellas. How have you guys been? How's everything been?
Good, man. We've just been trucking along. We've been, we got a lot going on and an aggressive launch schedule. So yeah, it's been crazy how much has happened since the last time we've been on here. Thanks for having us.
Dude, always a pleasure. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure. I mean, I won't forget, dude. I think we did our first interview way back. I saw you guys post, I think the other week. It's been over 100 days of Ether Orcs. That is crazy. It feels like such like even a week in the NFT space feels like a long time. So it's been over 100 days. And you guys have just been building, 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 and we appreciate that. So I just want to let you guys know that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we actually didn't even realize it had been 100 days. And I think it was Wrangler who was like, oh shit, it's 100 days. We got to do something. Yeah, it's funny. It feels like super fast and slow at the same time, which I guess is pretty familiar with NFTs, right? For most people. So yeah, no, it's super fun.
Hell yeah. And then just a reminder, FMC, how you doing, man? We see the giveaway here. We're gonna be doing a giveaway. You are the giveaway king. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I just want everyone in this room who's here. I see at least 50 people here. Get up to the top. It's the pinned tweet that is right there at the top. Retweet it, okay? At towards the end of this space, I am going to throw that tweet into the Twitter picker. It's going to pick somebody who retweeted it, and we are going to have you raise your hand. We're going to give it away on the show. So get up there, retweet that, and we will do that at the end.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect. And then shout out to the Ether Orcs team for doing that. I was just reading the post you guys shared with us here that on top of the value you guys have with NFTs, you guys have done some of the coolest NFT giveaways, right? I think it's you guys did the math, and to date, you guys have given away over 1,800 whitelist spots worth over 842 ETH, which is over $2 million. I mean, that's freaking insane.
Yeah, it's funny.
Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. I was just gonna say, it's funny. Like we were, we've only been doing giveaways for 2 months now, and huge shout out to Chamba, Richie, and Crypto Coog, three of our mods who hook up a lot of these giveaways. But yeah, no, I mean it's crazy. Like we have a ton planned too, some super high value ones that are super. A lot of people talking about them coming out in the next 2 weeks here too. So I'm sure that number is going to increase, but yeah, it's really awesome to see.
Hell yeah. And shout out to you guys again. I think I won a cool pets with you giveaway. So that was awesome.
Awesome.
I've won some cool
yeah,
giveaways.
hopefully you get to claim that sometime soon.
Yeah, man.
No shade, but just hope it happens.
Shots
It's
fired.
been definitely teased. And again, brings us back to you guys. You guys have been, putting in so much work since day one. Let's do a recap for people that may not know, or for people that have, that are just joining us for the first time. Let's talk about the journey really quick before we get into what's happening and what's next. So, how can you guys break down what's happened over the last, over 100 days here with Ether Orcs?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll attempt to tackle that one. We launched October 11th with the gamified mint and the gamified rarity, which is something that it's funny. A lot of people have used our image tech, which we're totally fine with. We like the on-chain aspect, that we think it has a lot of value, the immutable nature of being on-chain. So we love seeing projects go that way, like Wolf Game and whatever. But we haven't seen very many do that, the actual gamified rarity. Eternal Elves, which shout out to Husky and Beth Javos, who just launched a few days ago. I think was one of the first one that did the where you can actually upgrade the items metadata. Those guys are longtime orc holders, by the way. But so we did the whole the original game, and then we had the secret loot pools that opened up, and then the orc guides and all of that. And then I don't know how long after that, but we launched raids. And once we launched raids, and that was a time during the NFT bear market, and we just saw how much people were spending on gas. And when it's a bear market, when it's a bull market and your ETH value is really high, no one doesn't care as much about gas like when we originally minted. But we really didn't want to see so much value go out of our holders' pockets. If anything, we've been really happy with how much value we're adding to our holders' pockets in the past couple months. But with all the gas fees, we just knew that we had to do something. So we really prioritized doing the bridge to Polygon, where we wanted the assets to stay on ETH, because that's where the value is. That's where NFTs are right now, and that's not changing for the foreseeable future. But we wanted the gameplay, while we wanted more interactive gameplay, to be on Polygon. So we came up with our own custom bridge. We launched that a couple weeks later, and ever since then, it's really been flying, because we can do so much gameplay, and it's all fractions of our pennies, or a penny or two at the most. So it's been going great. Then we launched our first ally, Shamans, which, those minted out a couple weeks ago now, 3,000 mint. And then we just launched Ogres last week, and those are about 1,200. It went pretty fast at first because we changed up the raids rewards, and people were raiding on the old raids, buying a bunch of Zug right before to getting those better rewards on the old raids. Now it should slow down. We think it's going to take about a month or so, somewhere around there, for Ogres to mint out, and then after that we'll have Rogues and then Mages. And each one of these, what we really like about our new collections that we've been adding is that they all have their own utility. They're all crafting a consumable. So Shamans, they craft potions, and potions help increase or decrease the time it takes to go on a raid. Ogres, they craft training dummies, and that will increase automatically your levels for any ally that uses the dummies. So the yield that people, I think that the Ogre yield at first was crazy. It was over 1,000%. I don't know what it is right now, but I think each ally's APR is around over 200% right now. So we're really happy with the value that we're adding to our holders. And I think
most of the Ogres were just swept off the floor, so there's none left there right now. So they've actually gone up a lot since we've been talking. Ogres are hard to get, let's just say that. And speaking of Ogres, there's a bit of a twist here, because I will tell you where my level 204 orc is raiding right now. He's raiding in the lava. I forget the name. The Lava Kingdom. Don't let me butcher it. But there's some interesting things that could happen here in the Lava Kingdom, especially if you come back with a superb reward. Can you break that down for us, please?
Sure. We can give away a little bit. Maybe we'll try to leak a little alpha on this call here for the people who are.
We know Wrangler likes to leak the alpha, right?
Always.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Guy on mute.
So the Lava Titan at the Quagmire. We came up with this. We wanted to gamify the actual mint to where we didn't want to give anybody any. In previous collections, or the previous the orcs and the shamans, we had albinos who were the 1%. And then the shamans were a light blue shaman was a 2% rarity. But we really wanted to gamify that. So we kind of came up with ideas. We had this really awesome lava-skinned ogre that our artist came up with on his own. And we didn't even give him an idea. He comes up with these crazy ideas. And so we had a lava rock. And the lava rock, it's pulsating, it's animating, it's all on chain. And in order to get a lava rock, that's dropped from the Lava Titan at the Quagmire, if you get a superb reward. And what people don't know yet is that in order to make your ogre into a lava skinned, it might require more than one rock. So yeah, if you get one rock, it's not really going to do the trick. So you might need more than one.
There are a few listed on OpenSea right now. There's a little alpha for everybody out there. So if we do the math, we could see how much one of these would kind of equal on the open market right now a little bit. But that is really, really cool. I know that's what I'm going for. I skipped right over the Leviathan because the Leviathan, that's a pretty good return on bone shards right there for the amount of Zug you got to spend.
You got it.
Yeah, we
You
actually
got it. Yeah.
we,
So
we actually had someone
go ahead.
we actually had someone reach out to us like when we came out with the raid rewards, and they were like, why this raid's better, like, are you sure you guys didn't mess anything up? And we were like, just wait a second, wait and see what we're doing here.
I knew something was up. I knew
it. And what we like about this too is it's like a really good kind of teaser, and I think people are starting to get it now that we have all these different consumables, but this is going to be kind of a key part of the game as we go forward, like different kinds of resources and kind of unique treasures that let you customize your character. So there's going to be more and more of this type of, resource gamified kind of collectability that we're going to keep adding in, and that'll be a key component of like the future gameplay. So it's kind of getting everyone ready too for the future here.
Yeah, and I'm looking here on OpenSea right now, and just to show, the game itself, there's only 39 Ether Orcs listed. There is 28 Shamans listed, or Shamans and Orcs, I should say, Ogres, I should say. So there's not many, so we're all playing the game. So how does it feel for you guys to know, just like, there's such little supply on the markets? I mean, that's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, it's been crazy because I don't think, like, we had, during the early days, sometimes where, like, there were true supply shocks, but it's never been, I think this is like a record in the space. Like, we've literally had no more than 35 orcs, so less than 1% on the market for like the last 2 weeks. Like Genesis orcs, there's like almost none. And then there's some shamans and there's some ogres, but yeah, ogres keep going to zero. They keep selling out. So it's absolutely crazy.
And that makes it really tempting to go to the Leviathan too. I think you guys made a really good, risk reward. Like, what should I do there? Do I go for this rarefied skin, or do I tap that? Because you can get 60 bone shards on a superb outcome. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Talk us about how you guys made that, and where it's going. Because last time we spoke in November, I don't think we talked about any of this. Is this something that you guys just created, based on how the game is going? Are you guys, sitting down and saying, hey, we should adjust this here, maybe change the levels here? Or is this all kind of the grand scheme of things of where this is headed?
I think a lot of it's kind of where things are headed. I'd say, like, we listen to a lot of community feedback, and we also, I think most importantly, like, observe what people do, because we have great data now and analytics, and a lot of that's now been shared with the community. So I think we always knew we wanted these kinds of like consumables, this kind of path of how this all works, this idea of starting to introduce other kinds of rewards other than just bone shards that people are going to play into. That was all part of dungeon crawling, which, has always kind of been the next one of the next pieces on the roadmap. So I'd say, like, it's planned. I think some of the changes to the raids and then the way that we've developed it have kind of come naturally, though, because we know we want to give people a certain amount of time to go mint everything out. And we also know that, like, if you think about the long-term trajectory, we're kind of like working against a little bit different problem now, which is like, we burn most of the Zug. There's maybe 1 million Zug at a time, sometimes less, that's out there. And it gets used. Like, it never inflates at this point. It just kind of sits at that million mark. So we're super careful now to make sure we're not like slowing things down too much, that it's screeching everything to a halt because there's not enough Zug. But then also that, like, as we keep adding incremental ways to play and ways to engage, there's something like material there, some benefit, and kind of just like, I don't know, the traditional fun of playing an RPG, of finding new things and getting rewards and all that good stuff. So it's kind of, I'd say it's like always kind of been built in. And then we toy around with like a lot of different ideas in terms of like we always knew allies would have like kind of some different consumables, and we knew which ones we wanted to do. And then I think as we crafted the lore on ogres, we were like, ogres feel like they need to earn shit. Like they don't just get it. They like to earn stuff. Like so that's a perfect fit for the lava rock.
And to what you said, I want people to understand. We just went through like a 50% haircut in ETH. Regular markets around the world falling over. Zug is more stable than Tether. I mean, that thing stays at $2. The burn mechanisms here are so well balanced. I was rotating into Zug. Forget Tether. This was the stable coin of choice during the last bear. I'm telling everybody here right now.
I can't wait to buy my first Lambo in Zug. Just letting you guys know.
Oh no, it's gonna
That's
happen.
coming. That's coming very soon. We're excited about land. That's something we've actually pushed up on development. I mean, we always have like at least three threads of development at the same time. Just we feel like that's the best way to do things. And of course, right before launch, we'll focus on what we're about to launch. But land, the more we dive into it, the more we build the game theory, the more excited we are about it. And not just for our current orc quarters, we just feel that's a way to bring in a whole lot of new people. The way that we are going to craft it, it's just we're going to launch it not just with land. All right, you got this piece of land, it's great, it's NFT, it looks cool, whatever. But you're going to be able to use that land right away. The same way when we launched back in October with the orcs, with land, we want there to be a game around it upon launch. So we're really excited about it.
What is the ETA for land for us here?
Matt, win? You're giving us a win already?
Right away.
Yes, win.
Can the devs do something?
Please.
Well, no, all right, but tell me this. Would it be incorporated into a metaverse, or are you guys literally building something from the ground up here? Because knowing this team, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, we're building it from the ground up. Yeah, we're not. I mean, yeah, no, it's we'll be building our own kind of metaverse ecosystem. It'll be, and we can talk about it a little bit, but it's more I don't know. We had some different metaphors we were using recently, but it's like Advanced Wars, Catan, a little bit like Warcraft. It's like kind of a resource management style base. But what's really exciting about it as we think about like the future is just it has this ability, to Wrangler's point, like it has this ability to bring in new people, get them exposed in a way to participate in the orc ecosystem. But for us to have an attachment to orcs in general. So there'll be a use for potions. There's going to be a use for the training dummies. There's going to be a use for Zug and bone shards. You don't have to have Zug, but it'll definitely help you, right? So it'll kind of create this whole new way to play and engage that, people who aren't in the orc ecosystem can come into. But obviously there'll be a lot of benefits for orcs through it.
And, to give a very easy example for people, right? Like a Genesis orc is almost 3 ETH, but an ally, a shaman right now, is 1 ETH or a little bit over, but they produce up to 1 potion a day, which you can sell to the trader for 10 Zug. So even though maybe you don't buy a Genesis orc, you could theoretically be producing 10 Zug per day by buying one of these allies.
Yeah,
and
allies are like way overpowered.
I think it's cool too. Like we always said only Genesis orcs are going to produce Zug, and the Zug that actually goes to the vendor is recycled Zug. So I think it's something like 5% of all Zug that gets burned goes to the potion vendor. And it's funny now, but like we almost needed that mechanic because of how much Zug that gets burned. If we were to just keep burning all this Zug, there would be no Zug for people to use.
Absolutely. I just want to touch base a little bit more on the game. So you guys were mentioning Catan and a couple other games. I hate to admit it here with everybody here, but I've never been much of a gamer. So can you kind of explain how that's how that will be for someone, who's never played before, or like what the experience will be like?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I'm like too dumb to play Catan. So John knows Catan, but apparently it's like Catan. So, but yeah, basically like you'll have land. I think there's a few things that we're really passionate about as we've been like working through it and figuring it out. One is like the location actually mattering. So obviously you'll have your little chunk of land, but there'll be a way to actually see like what you're doing versus your neighbors and like a physical location, like coordinates, right, that you occupy. So that's part of it. And then just imagine, you get resources. You're going to have some little worker that's going to help you with your plot at the beginning, build up some different buildings, get some different materials and resources, and then those buildings in turn will let you interact with the environment in different ways. And what we're really excited about is like there's all these ways to kind of use some of the mechanics we've learned and kind of really understood through orcs in that. So, there won't necessarily be raids and things, but there'll be mines and places for the peons and orcs and all these different characters to go. And then there'll be a lot of good ways that we can kind of go integrate the existing ecosystem into it as well. So it's going to be all about kind of building, developing your plot, going and kind of having an opportunity to do different things, whether it's trying to go take over and occupy certain other lands, not as much player versus player, like you won't be able to steal someone else's plot if they bought it or something, but there will be areas to do more of that. PvE, so just kind of like having a bunch of different things that people can go do, but also fundamentally having it be about kind of like crafting, building, and doing it together with other people and actually being able to see everyone else's kind of stuff and what they have going on around you.
That's exciting. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about the dungeon crawlers and active raids? If you guys have any update on that, I know you mentioned it in January, I believe.
Yeah, I think it won't be, or yeah, maybe we said it was in January.
No, you just mentioned it. No, you didn't say it was coming in January.
Oh, okay. No, it'll be in Q1. What we've been doing on active raids is like we kind of like wanted to do active raids and then have it be like a bridge to get to dungeon crawls, but we're just going to kind of just release dungeon crawls. That will be sometime in this quarter is what we're targeting. So we're kind of like phasing everything out into what Wrangler said. We kind of now have started operating where we're like, we've got development on allies, we got development on land, we got development on dungeon crawls kind of all happening at the same time. But for dungeon crawls, kind of the goal there and the gameplay is this is for, orc holders, Justice Orcs, allies. You're going to get, your party together. You're going to go on just a dungeon crawling experience with turn-based RPG style gameplay. Your goal being to go like clear a dungeon. So to be, active gameplay is what we're going for. And we're kind of experimenting with a bunch of different things. Like we're trying a version where it's all on chain and you're like submitting a transaction per turn. We're going to try a version where without it, and we'll see what we like best and then kind of flesh it out a little bit more from there. But the whole concept and kind of gameplay loop will start to create, again, these secondary resources and things that you'll be able to get through that, you'll be able to pay Zug, go on this dungeon crawl, get some rewards like bone shards, but you'll also be able to get maybe a secret gem or a certain diamond or whatever it is. And those things will actually let you make some aesthetic modifications and some things that will help you in future dungeon crawls and maybe give you access to even more difficult dungeon crawls on both your Genesis Orcs and your allies. So it kind of creates this whole separate kind of item ecosystem and use case for bone shards and for Zug that'll kind of be out there as well. And that'll create, we're pretty excited about how over time that can be quite fun and kind of more like, you won't know this, Maz, but like old school WoW raids. Like we'll make some of them pretty hard, and you'll really need to work to be able to go defeat them kind of over the long run.
One addition I wanted to add in there is that, while we're really excited about active raids, and we do listen to our holders and realize that, you know, people have day jobs. They don't have time to, you know, go out there and grind on, you know, these games. And while we definitely don't want to make them a grinding experience, our goal is to make them fun. But we are exploring like a scholarship or rental thing to where, you know, if you can rent it out to someone else and they can get the rewards and you get a certain percent, and then that's another entryway into the whole ecosystem as well. So yeah, we're pretty pumped on what's going to be coming down the pipe with the Dungeon Crawls.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
exciting.
just
Really.
Oh, sorry. Just one. Yeah, just one more note I wanted to add too. I think one other thing, we've been a bit quiet on this, but you know, we're never really guys who like to. We've never really been good at marketing. I'll just say that. But you know, we have a lot more initiatives coming there to bring in new players and to kind of, you know, share the word of the orc a little bit better than we've done in the past. So I think that that stuff will, you know, just do a lot for getting new players in and exposing more people to the ecosystems at large.
Zug, baby. I love it. And let me just pause real quick because I see 106 people in this room and only 40 of you have retweeted the giveaway. We have 5 allow list spots for freaks and guilds, courtesy of this Orcs team that's given away $2 million in value in allow list spots since their genesis. Now, I want you guys to get up there, retweet that, and here's a question that I have for the Orc team. I have been hearing many a rumor of treasure and the magic ecosystem. I have had no idea what to make of these rumors. I hear different things from different people. I'm wondering if you guys have any clarity on that.
Yeah, they're not rumors because we're official partners for sure. We've been, you know, friends and close with a lot of the treasure team, like particularly Garp. Shout out to Garp, but since early days of treasure, like way back, and we have some definitive kind of like collaboration things that we're going or have been working on and kind of are going to develop. I think really the key thing has just been like we've been waiting to reveal anything because each time we get close to saying, all right, we're going to do this specific thing, we're going to do it like now. Like we went to Polygon and then we had to go figure out, okay, well, how are we going to go figure out a bridge or some kind of way to interact from Polygon to Arbitrum? Now we kind of like know how we would go do it. We have a lot more experience now. So it's kind of a timing thing. So I don't have any solid alpha, but there is, you know, there will be stuff coming down the pipeline where orcs and the treasure bridge world ecosystem can interact.
That's awesome because we've been hearing a lot of speculation of just different ways that it could work out. So, you know, in our heads, we definitely have some ideas of what it may be or what it may look like. But I'm excited to see that collaboration. I mean, I think that's a great collab. We love small brains. I think Treasure is great, and they're doing a lot of big things there. So that's awesome to see you guys in there. I wanted to touch base. You know, I'm looking here at a post you guys made in January talking about, you know, what's on the horizon. So you guys mentioned mages, lands and buildings, but there's one there you mentioned Secret Project V. Can you guys tell us what is Secret Project V?
Oh wow!
Maz, you're just pressed. Love it.
We're getting into it today, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you're a top-notch interviewer. I will give you that. You asked some tough questions. Secret Project V. I don't. You know, we've kept this under wraps so well, amazingly, and like it just. We're gonna launch it with a lot of fanfare, and it's gonna be an amazing. I don't know. We're very excited about it. It's been what we started developing this like I don't know, a few weeks after launch, a month after launch. It's a long process, but it's gonna shout out to Pan. Pan is our secret project.
Yep.
So I don't know if that gives you any alpha there, but
so is this a separate project from Orcs, or is this a different phase of Orcs that's being kept secret right now?
Well, it's just like a parallel phase, I would say.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
It's still Orcs, it's still whatever, but it's not our core ecosystem. It's just another ecosystem of Orcs that Orcs will be in. I can say that. So Orcs and another metaverse.
Oh snap! All right, my brain is working now. Appreciate that, fellas. No, hey, you say I'm a good interview. I'm just reading the post you guys posted for the community. Maybe people have missed
There
it.
you go.
That's all.
I love it.
That's exciting, guys. So, let's just kind of tune back into this and refresh the room. So Ogres just launched, I want to say a week ago. So now we have 2 allies, right? We have different strategies. And, one thing that I'm definitely curious to hear is from a perspective of different people playing the game, right? Just a fun fact, a fun story I want to share with you all. I was in the Mice Discord, I think last night or 2 nights ago, and Sneaky Ninja Pants jumped on the voice chat. And he was sharing his experience with Ether Orcs and, kind of how he kind of fumbled the bag a little bit. And just it was such good insight hearing him talk about his experience. I would love to hear, have you guys heard any stories from other, big traders or whales in the Ether Orcs, ecosystem and how they've kind of strategized or are strategizing for the future?
That's a great question. So we've got, it's been fun to watch. We've had some newer, not new, but newer big holders join. And then we've got some people who've been since day one, like Sneaky Ninja Pants, who is awesome. I don't think he fumbled the bag. He made some calls and it happens. But I think fundamentally, we've got this great kind of core group. We got people like Samuelson who have been here since day one. He's deep into Dogewood as well. He's got a huge horde. You got people like the Zuggernaut who, had a massive strategy to go coalesce a bunch of different people's orcs and work together in the early mint phases. I think now, though, people are a little bit more flexible in terms of their strategies and kind of trying different things because there's so many ways and so many different things people can do. I've seen, so we've got some new holders or kind of major players like 3X, Xhuman, who was big into Axie and a bunch of other things. And then we've got people like Bloom, Bloomtoff, shout out to Bloom, who joined and just overnight became, I think, the biggest holder. I think he has 100, he or she, they has I don't know, 100 something orcs and 100 something allies. So
we actually had to change up we actually had to change up our UI for Bloom because he was having an issue where he had like 300 potions or something, and it was taking him forever to sell them to the vendor because he had to click 300 times.
Yeah, so it's been really fun to go watch. And I think Bloom knew how to go. If you're out there, you knew how to go create some drama. So he was not in the chat for the longest time, and then all of a sudden appeared one day, and everyone freaked out, and we were all excited. So, and then we have people like Punk, who has been a great supporter and holder since the early days, kind of right after the mint and the gaming process, and he's the one who bought one of the Orc Gods during that auction. And the funny thing about that is he kind of went on vacation, wasn't around for a little bit, just come back in and is like, oh great, I'm gonna go back to getting orcs and allies and kind of going and farming. So I think most of the core holders right now are coming up with kind of I would say different game loops where either you can prioritize trying to go mint as many allies as you want, and you have some Zug farmers, and you use allies to go try to go raid and things like that. That's become a popular strategy. But I think also some people, and again, I've seen a bunch of people do this, are just using some of the allies' utility either to go sell to other players, because there's just a huge ROI on allies right now. Or I think we're going to have some fun seeing people power level using training dummies with ogres. I don't know if there's a strategy to it, but it's fun to have the biggest number level.
I just bought 13. I just bought 13 training dummies today.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Yeah, I had to.
I wanted to give before we forget. I wanted to give a shout out to Biton because we kind of poof.
I neglected to mention Biton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I should have gone down the list of everyone.
Right, yeah, you got to go down the top holder list. But speaking of strategies, like one thing you can do with an ogre right away is you could battle, which means you get new gear. The new gear gives you a higher woodcraft score, which lets you make dummies better. And Biton, I don't know how many ogres he battled with from minute one. And you had the first battle was the Lost Yeti of the Forgotten Desert, and you had a 92% to get a chance to get a +1 item and an 8% chance to get a +5 item. So he's going for all the +5s to try to get a +15 ogre. And in the meantime, he happened to butcher a lot of ogres, and he's got a lot of +3 ogres that he immediately sold off and didn't refresh them. I mean, the metadata way, whatever. But either way, yeah, his new nickname is the Butcher because he butchered a few ogres, and they're sitting there at +3 with 0 skill points. So,
but also let's give him a shout out there. He did the person who bought that ogre. He did buy it back from them, so that was super nice of him to do.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, for sure. One of our big supporters.
So my OCD is constantly triggered when some of my shamans have skill points left over that aren't enough for them to roll again. But I'm like, if I could just combine these with this other shaman's skill points, I could get back in there and make another roll. Is there any plan to ever transfer skill points over to another player, maybe?
So I'll take this real quick, and John, you might want to pop in. Like, we're kind of not as a team, not 100%. We're not 100% aligned on which way to go with this, because I can see the reason. Hey, you pay so and so Zug, you can reset your skill points, you reset your shamans, you can try again, and you still have the same odds. So it's not like you're really messing with the rarity so much. But I don't know. At the same time, people who did really well and got a really good shaman, that they could have an issue with that. So I think it's something we'll probably talk to the community about, put it to a few votes, but there might be an option. I feel like there's going to be an option to do something. I don't know if you'll get 100 skill points and do every exact journey the same or battle the same, but we're exploring options.
No, that's awesome. Really quick, I want to talk about Zug and the liquidity pool. I've heard things around the block, depending on whether you add to liquidity pool, is there benefits or is there not? Can we just talk about that real quick and just what about Zug and the liquidity pool?
Yeah, that we were happy to actually talk about that because we literally have been talking that with our council yesterday or the day before, and now have a lot of clarity on what we can do. So, the liquidity pool, and it actually goes back to what FMC was saying, the amount of Zug volume that we do per day is consistently $200,000 at this point. And what it does, if you don't have enough money in the liquidity pool, if you don't know, it causes a lot of price fluctuation. So we have 200,000 in the liquidity pool. There's 200,000 volume a day. So if you buy and sell at a 1 ETH of Zug, it moves the price. So we've been trying to find ways to go incentivize the community to go participate in the LP, and also in a way that we're enabling it for gameplay and for stability. We're not the beneficiaries of it, and we're not doing anything wrong from a tokenomics and kind of our legal strategy as well. So what we're going to be implementing, and there's a few different ways that we're going to work through implementing probably over the next few weeks, is a way to actually incentivize people to be part of the liquidity pool. So just like the potion vendor takes a little bit of what is burned and goes to a raid, which takes 5%. We're going to come up with a system where we can take 2% of the Zug or some small amount, tiny amount that would be burned, and actually give that back to people who are part of the liquidity pool. So you have this really good APY and kind of incentive on top of all the fees and everything else to go do it. And we've kind of architected it, and we'll build it in a way where we're targeting the right amount of liquidity to go just kind of balance the pool, because we want people to be able to trade freely and not have these crazy price fluctuations.
Yeah,
I
and I
want to
think
give a shout out to Vernon real quick, because Vernon was huge in the liquidity pool, getting that started. So was Samuelson and Ranger and a few others. I mean, we could go on and on about the list of whales. We're gonna miss some of you guys. We're sorry about that. The chat's kind of going nuts with whales we miss. So, I mean, just to get to where we are right now, to have 200,000, it was all community driven. You know, Zuggernaut, Vernon, a bunch of guys just drove the liquidity pool to where it is. But we're excited about being able to add actual real incentives within the game and within Zug to contribute more. And once we get to 1 million, I feel like someone can buy 1 or 2 ETH of Zug, and it's not gonna affect the price very much.
Yeah, and I just wanted to give one other note on that too. This is why it's really nice that we're so close with the treasure team. You know, we were able to, you know, we had these plans to do this with the liquidity pool or to help the liquidity pool for quite a while now, but you know, we needed guidance on what we could do. But it's nice that we're so close with treasure, because we, you know, we're able to, you know, go over some of these things with them and have them give advice as well on the best way to set this up.
No, that's awesome. Like FMC was saying, Zug is my favorite stable coin, man. It's been crazy to see the value it's sustained, and it's been going up over time. And yeah, it's just the way you guys have made the game and made it so deflationary is freaking amazing. And again, I just want to reiterate that we appreciate all the hard work you guys put into the system and on-chain gaming. It doesn't go unnoticed. I think you guys mentioned you're bad at marketing. I don't think you're bad at marketing. I think you let the product do the talking. And as you see today, it's over 98% staked. You know, people are enjoying the game. The ecosystem is getting bigger and bigger. Every time I talk to you guys, right, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I always look forward to these conversations. It just feels like, you know, we're catching up with so much things that you guys have done in such little time. So I just want to give you guys a shout out again.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
The rarest thing in this industry are not one of ones, it's teams that deliver, all right? Because everything in NFTs is promises, and this orc team just delivers and delivers, and each phase of this game is more enjoyable to play, and I am not just saying that. I am having so much fun. Even once I've put all my guys into action, I can't help but log on 3 times a day and just look at the UI. Even just that GUI is so great, you know? I want to do more. It's like, damn, I guess I got to buy more if I want to do more stuff. But yeah, so definitely love you guys. Yeah, so good.
Absolutely.
Thank
and I want to ask you guys this, you know, for people that may be new and they may not know about the ecosystem, let's give them 2 tips. You know, first of all, what's the best way to learn about the game, and what's the best entry point for someone that may not have any orcs, shamans, or any of those things right now?
It's a great question. I think the easiest way to learn, and we're actually prepping to kind of like stand up a little bit of an initiative around this, just to have like more and more resources. Like, shout out to, we're never going to stop with the shout outs today. We're going to try to hit everyone. Like, Night Talker made an awesome video that explains like everything to people. Like, we need more stuff like that. So we're going to keep trying to go build it out and kind of go develop how to go learn. But honestly, the best way for people to learn who don't know about it is just join the Discord. Like, that's the best part about the community. And, you know, we do a lot of work on the development, but like the community does a ton of the marketing and the work for us. I think like so many people have sold others or helped others understand the ecosystem. And then also when people join, like, there are like 10 people ready to go give advice, give strategies, give guidance, pick out the best orcs to go buy. So that's the best way. Just jump in the Discord. We're super friendly. We like chatting and helping people shop. From a strategy standpoint, like, it's mixed. Everyone has their own like thought process and way to approach it. Like me personally, I think allies are still underrated, and just pumping out potions and selling them on OpenSea and then using that to go buy Zug. That would be my strategy if I was looking to get in. Get a shaman, get some potions, make a potion a day, go sell it for $30 a day, get some Zug, go on some raids, do some things. Got time, kind of expand from there. That'd be my strategy. But I don't know. We may all have different ones.
No, that's well said. I would love to hear from John and Wrangler. What would you guys' strategies or tips for someone that's joining that wants to get into the ecosystem? What would be their best starting point?
Yeah, I mean, I think Poof definitely covered it pretty well there. I think I'd give a similar suggestion, just like joining the Discord. I think you have people like Crypto Kook, who's done an amazing job of, he'll jump into people's DMs and help them out, and come up with a strategy based on what you're looking for. So if you want to play the game, or if you're just looking for something passive to do, I think one thing that we've learned is the more you get into the ecosystem, the more you want to continue learning and doing more within the system. So I think once people just like kind of join the Discord and get involved with the community, we have it's one thing, like I feel like it's very rare we have any FUD moments in the Discord, and it's almost like those are historical moments when they happen now. But yeah, our community is so good at just explaining the system and helping someone come up with a strategy that's kind of unique to what they need.
Yeah, and just because you asked, I would say, I mean, like John and Poof said, jump in Discord. Everyone will be, hey, you say your budget is X, they're going to actually shop for you and tell you the best orcs or allies to buy. But right now, if you can get your hand on an ogre, I would buy an ogre. I looked at Spy's site, and the ROI on ogres is 570% as of right now per year. So the training dummies are so hot right now. So, buy an ogre, train it up to fight the spider or, the rock golem or whatever, and go battle that guy, get some good gear and make some training dummies and sell those training dummies for some money. And that's what I like about like Poof was referring to earlier, is the lava rock is kind of the kind of precursor to what we're going to be doing, to where, people have been said, I'm so behind. If I only have one orc and one ally, I don't know if I can get another ally. Well, it's not going to be all about orcs and allies. Pretty soon, we actually already have it. There's going to be other consumables and other items, like your lava rocks and your other forged weapons and your ingots to forge a weapon, and there's going to be so much layers we're adding in, to where you can earn money, earn new NFTs, sell them for ETH, or just farm Zug. Whatever you want to do, there's going to be a lot of options of gameplay for you to enter in and have fun and get in there with the community. Because community, I mean, people always say it's all about the community, but the longer I'm in this, the more I really see and believe that. Because I feel like we're really well positioned because our community is really top notch. And I've been in a lot of Discords, and these guys are the best.
Absolutely. I just want to reiterate that, shout out to the Ether Orcs community. It's one of my favorite communities. My favorite thing is going to new Discords and seeing Zug. When I see that, it's like I found my bro or my sister. It's like we see the Zug symbol everywhere, and I've been seeing it everywhere. Every new Discord, I always see someone put Zug, and that's such an awesome feeling to be like, oh, you understand it. It's like a secret code, and it's amazing. You guys have done a great job with that.
We typed Zug for months before Orcs. We would just hop in that Orc Discord and type Zug, and it was one of the highlights of our day. I think we loved it. I think it was pretty darn amazing. One last quick reminder, guys. Get up there. The most recent pinned tweet is the one you should retweet. We are giving away, courtesy of the Ether Orcs team, 5 allow list spots for the Freaks and Guilds project. So get up there and retweet that. And all right, I got 2 really hard-hitting questions right here, so forgive me. 1, will the PFP Maker ever be available for any other browser? And 2, when more merch? I need more orc merch in my life.
I see the spy is actually a listener, so we get to ask him right away. No, and this is an awesome thing about, again, the community. Like, Spy has been an awesome member of the team. He built all the Spy dashboards and all the crazy shit that we all use all the time now. I look at every single day, all day long. But yeah, we need to go work on the PFP maker to make it more browser compatible. So sometime soon. And then on merch, Bullfrog, another shout out, has completely done all of the merch and gotten actually really good quality stuff. We had a few small issues that we worked through. People are getting tiny little orcs on their gear.
Like OpenSea with the SVS. It's just
exactly.
like OpenSea with the
That's
SVS
true.
on mobile.
That is exactly what it is, just a mobile version. So anyways, but we're getting that fixed. But yeah, we're going to add some more merch, and we have some other things coming. It'll probably be another month and a half, but there may be toys, there may be a beer at some point. So we like messing around with that stuff. It's kind of fun.
Oh my God, so pumped. Sounds great.
Love it. With that being said, let's leave the room open for some questions from the chat here. Just a reminder, in about 5 minutes or so, we'll do the raffle for the 5 giveaway spots, but let's definitely bring some people on stage. While I'm looking for people to bring on stage, I would love to hear, from you guys, any last words as far as, anything that you want to share with us here listening. Again, we appreciate, you guys taking the time and just, breaking down some good insight for everyone here.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we are adding Steez's Jesus to the room here. How you doing?
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
All right, so I'm just joining because I'm actually new to on-chain gaming and P2E. I just got, if you guys are familiar with Eternal Elves, I believe it was made by potentially some orc members. But I just basically came up here to say I had a question, but I came up here to say too, I'm brand new, just got in this a couple of days ago, but now it's all I can think about, honestly, the strategizing, all that stuff. And then now I'm looking at orcs again, and I've seen them this whole time, but I just wasn't paying enough attention. And I just want to say it's awesome. Everyone's sleeping on chain gaming if they're not getting on it. But I guess I wanted to ask a question. How was it because you guys started on L1 prior? So I was wondering, how was your transition to L2, and how did the community deal with that? Was it an easy transition, hard? I was just curious because I wasn't here.
Yeah, no, it's kind of different, I guess, because it wasn't really a transition. So I feel like, I don't know, we could let Maz and FMC actually speak to it a little bit in terms of their experience, but flip it on you.
Okay,
hold on, yes.
FMC, I got a good perspective on it. Okay, because I'm a bit of a crybaby, and I'm a bit of an L1 purist, all right? And I'm all Mr., on-chain gaming's gotta be on it. I resisted. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be an orc farmer now. I'm a Zug farmer now. I minted my first ally. I went to go put him in action, and then it was like, nope, you got to bridge to L2. And I was like, I'm only going to be a farmer now. And I will tell you something. When you went over to the travel portal, and when you saw the graphics, and when I finally did it and saw just the ease and brilliance in which they created this bridge, I have been totally converted. I will tell you right now, okay? It was the cheapest, I think, ever to claim Zug was about $15 when gas was maybe between $15 and $25. That was the cheapest action I think I ever committed on L1 for orcs. I don't think I've spent more than $2.50 committing every action I have done on Polygon since then. And really the only reason it cost that much was because sometimes it was really high gas and I didn't care. I was just like, whatever, I'm going to push it through anyway because it's Polygon and whatever. It should cost you hundredths of a cent for every action, basically. But I am an L2 convert. At first, I was resistant, but if you understood the like smoothness and like they said, it wasn't a transition. Everything is still on L1. It's just all the computation happens on L2, and they essentially built it into the GUI in such a way that it feels seamless and it just feels part of the game. It doesn't feel like you're going to some evil L2 bridge that isn't part of, Ethereum. So yeah, big kudos to the team, and that's what I would say was my experience.
Yeah, and I think just on that point too, I'll even say for myself, when we were looking at the different potential L2 bridges or L2 ecosystems to use, we ended up on Polygon, and at first I was very against Polygon, I'll be honest, but once we started kind of getting familiar with the system and how cheap it would be to use the system, I was, blown away. And now I'm happy to say, like, I believe we're like 1% away, maybe 1.5% away from 90% of all orcs being on layer 2. So yeah, it just goes to show, like, we have pretty much, almost 9 in 10 people that own an orc are playing the game and on L2 and paying like nothing.
Allies forced my hand. It was smart. I was one of those holdouts on L1 until I couldn't do anything with my shamans.
Yeah, you guys should have seen FMC in our Discord. He was the last one. We were all talking about what we were doing with our allies. He was missing out. He finally converted. It was such a great day, and it's a testament of it works.
Hey,
that was a GIF-heavy day. Yeah,
I have a long memory because I remember we were talking about the different ideas we had for how L2 would work, and I remember there's a reason why I brought that up. I remember FMC that you were one of the people that like, I don't know about this. I'm just gonna do the Zug farming. Like, you were even saying it way back. I think it was November.
Right around there. That was me. Don't be mad at me, Poof. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Hey, all it takes, we just gotta convert you, and we're good now. So
I am fully converted. I am having more fun playing orcs than I ever have, and I gotta say it. The non-existent gas helps. That's for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Steezes Jesus, that was a great question, man. We appreciate that. With that being said, Cass, what is going on, my man?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me up. And I just wanted to ask. It's weird. It's like I'm talking to celebrities. Shit. No, only reason why I say that is because
You're not.
hey, no, but it is though. I mean, you guys have done literally everything perfect in regards of an on-chain gaming experience. Everyone else seems to try and follow, and you're just, in my eyes personally, pinnacle. And being the first as well, like, and you always deliver. Whenever there's an announcement, you deliver. And there's a lot of NFT projects that just don't do that, and you guys are amazing. I just genuinely wanted to say that. I have got one question. Now, because you guys are so good at what you do, I have noticed that several other projects have come to you guys for help. And I just had an inkling, and I just wanted to ask, did Cool Cats ask any kind of help from you guys? Just asking.
We offered, but no, they did not ask to answer your question. No, but thank you for everything, all your compliments. We appreciate that, by the way.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's all I wanted to ask, really. Because if they were to, again, it wouldn't be a shock because you guys are really that good. So that's why I asked.
Appreciate you for sure. Thanks for supporting us for so long, and glad you're a holder. Zug Zug.
100. Zug Zug. You know what? My shaman actually looks like me. That's the scariest thing.
Zug Zug.
I can't wait to tell our artists that. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
No, even to a point, the skin tone, the beard. When it come up, I was like, "Fuck off!" Like, what is this?
Do you have the LeBron orc or no?
Yeah, I've got the little brown orc, but like slightly tanned one. And because I'm getting white bits in my beard, and my beard is long anyway, and I think the accessories that I got was like, "Fuck off!" Like, it was a serpent. It was one of the serpent staffs, which I like snakes and stuff. It had a tiger, the tiger bit, but with the paws on the side, which kind of hid the top bit, so it looked more like me that way if I was to wear something like that. And bear claw, which didn't make it look so like maga skinny like. So sick. Yeah, even the number I pulled out was like favorite number, so I couldn't even complain. So thank you.
That's
Love it, Cass.
All right.
Thanks,
if you're going to
Cass.
dox yourself, please provide the side-by-side shaman and photo. You don't have
Web 2me and Web 3me. Isn't that the meme that's going around today?
I will have to do it. When I decide to dox myself, then yeah, I'll decide to do that. So
yeah, I'll do it with you when I'm pilot dox. There you go. All right.
Thank you, Cass.
Guys,
we appreciate it, man.
Love fam.
All right, we'll take about 2 to 3 more questions in the chat, and then we will do the giveaway raffle here, pinned up above here. Tyler, what is going on, my man? I love that orc you have as your PFP.
Yo, dude, thanks, man. Yeah, Zug, everybody.
Zug.
So, day one orc here. This is my second time joining one of your spaces. Love the project. Been stoked on this project since the moment I found it. And I was super excited to hear you guys are going to be at ETH Denver. So I just kind of wanted to see who here is going to be at ETH Denver so we can Zug IRL and we can see Web 2 versions of Wrangler and Virtual John and Poof.
So John and I are going, and we need Poof actually has a conflict, but I'm trying to get him to get rid of that conflict somehow. So we need to all press.
Everyone send Poof a DM to go.
He needs to go, but he does have a conflict.
Blow up his DMs, guys.
he needs to go. He just needs to go. But anyway, so we're gonna be there. We will be wearing pants. I think John
loincloths
from Amazon here, but maybe not.
One.
I will not be wearing Wranglers jeans. I don't own any, but yeah. So John and I will be there. Yeah, we're excited to see everybody.
I heard one of you guys was going to try and speak too. Is that like a for sure thing, or?
We both applied. John and I both applied, but we applied like really late, like after the cutoff. But we'll see. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for the orc merch. I assume you guys will probably be repping the swag.
Yep, for sure. And we'll have a meetup. So just, we have a channel in the Discord, ETH Denver. So if you're going to go jump in that channel, we'll be giving. We're going to, depending on how many people we have, we'll probably, get some bar somewhere around the whatever and just have a little meetup one of those days. So it should be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I love my small horde of 6 orcs strong. It's slowly growing, and it's been a joy. So keep up the great work, guys. Can't wait for all the other stuff you've been leaking tonight.
Zug, man.
Zug.
I mean, I can't wait. Are you guys going to NFT New York yet, or do you guys know that's actually? Yeah, well, you guys going to New York? That's a good question.
June.
I think it's in June
this year. Yeah.
I don't think we've made any plans yet, but I don't see why not.
Yeah, I would suggest definitely start looking into that. I think that's going to be huge, man. I would love to meet up with as many people there. Yep.
It's going to be big this year because it's summer.
Yeah. The third star, how you doing, man? Love that orc as well, man.
Yo, thanks, brother. First of all, big shout out to these guys. I actually had my wallet compromised a few weeks back, and they were extremely helpful in helping me navigate that situation. Rescued my orcs, got on a hard wallet. So much is happening in this space. It's so wild. And for me personally, I've had some friends and other people invest in orcs and send me orcs. And my question to you guys is like, it's just full circle. I went from almost losing my orcs to now in this position to maybe manage a bunch of other people's orcs. What do you guys suggest, I guess, strategically around that? Is it, right now I have a few people sending me orcs to my wallet and I'm managing them more in one group. Do you see strategically ways to just have people work together while holding their orcs separately, or ever doing anything down the line to give, orc holders the opportunity to collaborate and work together to, mint allies and do other things faster?
And that's interesting. I don't know if we've ever been asked that, but I guess I'd just say, Yeah, it's at least for me personally, I don't think it's something I've really considered, but it could be something down the line. I guess like one of the things too, I won't get on a soapbox too much about Web3, but I think systems like that are things that could easily be developed within the community, like letting people hold orcs or whatever from their own wallets, and allowing someone to have access to certain privileges. But yeah, no, I mean, I think as we build out our ecosystem, we're planning on having, letting people lend out their orc or do systems like that. But we've been waiting until we have more active gameplay until we really consider something like that. But it is on our horizon, and it is something we want to do.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then I think we've been kind of like stewing on, like, especially as we have, to John's point, like more active gameplay. Like, are there guilds, or how do you kind of like go figure out who you want to go pair with, or is it just kind of free form? So yeah, it's definitely like on the radar, but your specific thing, we haven't really thought about as much as like renting and some of those other things. So
yeah, because I feel
point.
like it's more expensive now to get into this system and into this game. So what I have like friends and other people doing is they're like, all right, can I just like buy a shaman or buy an ogre and just send it to you, and then you manage it? And so it's like, I'm doing that, and I'm calculating on Excel the value of the portfolio in relation to how much I own versus others own. But it's like, I'm like, this could be like a common use case down the line. Like, I have more friends that are like, I want to get in, but I only can afford an orc or two or whatever, and it sounds like it'd be best if they work with your guys, So it's just, it's something that I'm seeing and now kind of navigating myself. So yeah,
portfolio manager.
Yeah,
that's awesome. The fund, yeah.
I definitely second the third's comment. I need some wrapped orc capability.
Yeah.
The ability
like
to do that.
Fractionalized orcs or something.
Well, fractionalized would be great, but I mean, even just the ability to take. You got. I mean, there's obviously normally a coefficient. The more money somebody has, usually the more valuable their time is, and people like. Punk, for example, he was on vacation. I'm sure he'd love to be able to, get an orc manager, to make sure that his orcs are prosperous while he's away. And then I mean that's scholarship, or that ability to have managers or lower level people doing the busy work I think was honestly a huge key formula to why Axie did what it did. And so when you can combine that, I mean, we saw everybody kind of watch what Critters did with the ability to do a staked critter. You even got Pranksy just came in and bought 30 of them, and and then rented them out. He wasn't going to sit there and play Minecraft, but the fact that he could do that and have somebody else doing the work was very attractive. It's kind of nice. All of us early guys, I've got a horde myself. I'm fond of the ogres. Me loves the ogres. Got about just got my 20th ogre, and
oh my god, the ogre whale.
Yeah, I went hard on the ogres. They're basically, it's like a time machine. It's awesome. Whatchamacallit, I mean, there's a couple people that I have that would want to enter the game, but they the same thing. They have no idea what they're doing, and we've been the same thing since the beginning, since the AlphaMint horde. We've got so much experience in this game. People would love to be like, hey, can I just give you my assets? But it is difficult to, even for us. Like, I'm like, I got all these people. You got to keep track of it. I don't even know if I really want to be the hassle of it, but. The ability to be an orc manager allows us to kind of even, get more into this in a wrapped ETH protocol or something like that. Even if it was a side, I even thought about getting a developer or seeing if I could, come up with something that wasn't an official, orcs contract that would be able to interact, or anything that can save us time or, efficiency. Like, I would love it if there was auto strategies that we could do, or actions. Like, sometimes I've been spending way too much time on trying to roll my ogres to a decent efficiency, where it's like, if I could just, kind of do a time loop or something like that and go to bed, it would save me so much time having to interact with everything.
I'm sensing you're a Max Min player.
What are you talking about, bro?
I'm getting this set.
FMC, you know me well, sir. But overall, it's amazing what you guys have done. I echo the sentiments of everybody else. Who's been fun, definitely a huge fun. For some reason, I'm not really a holder by heart. FMC is like, the hands are just, he holds diamond hands inside of his hands. I'm more of a trader, but even though I'm max, I'm going for as many allies as I can. My plan was, to create liquidity by selling my allies. For some reason, I find it very difficult every time I mint one to not just bridge that guy and increase the size of my horde. I just can't let them go.
Love it.
So, hey, I got one question for you. So, can you guys please spill the beans on how we crack this damn lava rock open? Because me and LN7 went in on going after these things. We've got 2 lava rocks. How do we crack this thing open?
You got 2. All right, you may need just one more. That's my hint.
Oh, one more. Let's go.
3 ETH on OpenSea right now.
Yeah, but kill us.
Here's like one more hint. Everyone is like so smart and so funny, and like obviously I made the mistake of leaking the damn lava skin, so then everyone knew, and just obviously immediately everyone's figuring everything out.
I love that you tried to delete it like that was gonna work.
Yeah, I did, and then but there is like one hint, which is like, hey, if this is a rare skin, there's 3,000 ogres. Rare skins are typically 1%. There's 90 rocks. So anyway.
Yeah, we knew there was 3. Is it? I mean, I guess like the one question that we have on this, because where does this fall in the line of like, on one side you have orc gods, on the other side you have like an albino. Where does a lava ogre fall in that category? In that.
I mean, as far as like rarity percent, it's about the same as an albino, but orc gods, for example, were less than 1%, but is gamified. So I feel like it's going to be more valuable than I mean, it's all about the market, of course, but because it's going to take that. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to get a lava skin ogre. It still hasn't happened. So
this was my suspicion, is that there's utility to the lava skin ogre. All I'm saying is that orc gods earn 30 zug. All right, they have the highest modifier in the game. So this is my speculation.
Can we confirm like the possibility of, or not explaining the utility, but confirming that there's
snack. You take the whole damn kitchen.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
I'll take a line from Bassett.
Just like creating alpha. It may not be real, but he's created some new alpha here.
Oh man,
anything's possible.
Okay, so we're not going to be able to pry out the fact that there is or is not utility from a lava ogre from you guys.
There is unlikely to be immediate utility for a lava ogre.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take
there
that.
You have it.
I have it.
Voila.
We'll take it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Zug zug.
Thanks in business. Zug zug.
I think I'm going to try to get the okay from the boss to make the trip to East Denver. So.
Oh, let's go.
Do it.
Awesome.
Do it.
I'll be there. Excited to see you guys.
Awesome. Can't wait.
3rd star.
All right. With that being said, I think it's time for the raffle, FMC. You want to pull up the Twitter raffler and pick 5 winners now?
Yes, sir. I got the Twitter picker loaded. So if you are going to enter this is your last chance. It is the pinned tweet at the top. You have about 3 seconds to go retweet it before I load the tweet. This is for freaks and guilds. 5 allow list spots. All right, the tweet is loaded. Drum roll. Please. Here we go. We have now found 5 winners, and I am going to list them right now.
By the way,
there is
like entering the giveaways and all these.
mute yourself in business for the
I just muted him. He's always unmuted for some reason.
Really? At Jager Bayona, at Wagme Time, at Broken Sins, at Sunmin P90, and at Marky Mark 56. I'll say those again. At Jaguar Bayona, at Wagme Time, at Broken Sins, at Sunmin P90, and at Marky Mark 56. We will find you guys. I have it all written down. You guys have won these 5 allow list spots. Huge thank you to the Orc team, who, again, if you want to talk about communities to get into for access to allow list spots, you know, NFTs are the new social networks. These are the new country clubs. And this is the type of access that, you know, being part of the Horde affords you. So big thank you to you guys again, and congratulations to all the winners. I will follow you all, and I'm going to have you then DM me. So
hey, real quick on that, those guys are minting tomorrow, and we need those wallets and your Discord name like pretty much in the next hour. So
all right, I will get on that immediately. So you have 1 hour, or your spot will be given away. There we go.
Yes. Perfect. With that being said, again, we just want to reiterate, you know, thank you guys for coming on and taking the time. This was a hell of an episode. I'm going to listen back into it. There's a lot of alpha dropped. We appreciate that. Wrangler, you know, we love that. It's always a pleasure. It just feels like we're talking, you know, just chatting it up, talking Zug. So with that being said, you know, we appreciate you guys. And actually, before I end it, Drip Colt, who is our AlphaMint, you know, co-host here right now, he wanted to just really quickly ask about the land. He had another question, if we can expand on that. He's a big Settlers of Catan fan. Is that right, Drip? Oh, I don't know if he's here. Oh, is he here? Well, I guess not. But anyways, we'll follow up with him. And yeah, guys, we appreciate it so much. And hopefully we can do this again sooner than later.
Great. Thanks for having us.
That would be awesome. Always great to talk to you all. Yeah, this is great.
Zug.
Zug.
Everyone listening, check out their Discord. It's always popping in there. A lot of good insight, great community. We appreciate it. With that being said, Zug, guys. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Thanks.